Williams.
Yes. Good evening, Council Member.
Is your microphone on? Make sure that the green light is lit.
It's lit now. Good evening, Council Member Mendelson, members of the committee and staff. My name is Preston Williams, Jr. I am a proud employee and member of the District of Columbia Fire and EMS Department. I am here today to give you a testimony on being a prostate cancer patient and survivor. I am here today to give a testimony in favor of the passage of the presumptive disability legislation being discussed. I was born and raised in the District of Columbia, Northeast Washington. I can remember as a child, I would watch the fire trucks come up and down the street that I lived on, and I would tell my parents that is what I wanted to be when I grow up, a fire truck. They would laugh, not knowing I should have said a firefighter. I went into the military right after graduating high school, but that was not my passion. My passion is being a DC firefighter, and I have been on this road for 22 years and hope to retire a DC firefighter. Over the years, I have been assigned to some of the best firehouses in the district and have had the pleasure of assisting citizens throughout the city as well as the community I grew up in. During this time, I have witnessed people who have survived the most serious fires and some that did not survive. I thought my life was over when I got the most devastating news that I had ever received in my life. I can remember it like it was yesterday. Although it was October 16, 2007, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. It seemed like that was the longest day of my life and time stood still. I wanted to wake up from the dream that I was having, but it wasn't a dream. The doctor told me that I had to have surgery to remove the cancer. On January 14, 2008, I had the surgery, and I knew that if and when I came out of the surgery that my life would change and never be the same. The surgery was successful, and the doctors at the time told me that they had removed the cancer. Unfortunately, the cancer has returned, and I've had to go through 3 months of radiation treatments. This disease not only takes a toll on my life, but it also takes a toll on my family, friends, and co-workers. With assistance from my fellow firefighter brothers that have been by my side when I was sick or in need of their support, I have learned that my strong strength spiritually and guidance and the extended firefighter support have helped me in a survival and being able to stand before you today. They helped me recognize my inner strength and that although this disease has tried to take over me, they kept me focused and encouraged me that all things are possible and you just don't throw in the towel to give up. The firefighter brotherhood is like no other. When my wife reaches out to my fellow firefighters, they are always there for her and for my children. I am ever so gratefully. When I was not able to work, they would step in and work in my place and make sure that I would get paid. It has been a long 5 years of fighting, just not fire, but for my life, and I can't quit now. I have to keep up the fight. I am currently on medications that assist with keeping my PSA numbers down and continue to ride my bike, run, and have I changed my eating habits for the better. It has been a long 22 years for having a little fan in the window on the apparatus floor to assisting with proper air ventilation, to the more sophisticated exhaust system found in our firehouses today that hooks up to each fire trucks. Our firefighter gear is now cleaned every 3 months, and each member has a place to store it in the firehouse. Unlike when I first started, we were responsible for cleaning our own as well as being responsible for storing them. The department has made tremendous changes for the perspective of operations, but today we need improvements on the health and to find preventive ways for firefighters to be proactive and not reactive when it comes to cancer and other occupational hazards. We as a department, our elected officials, need to be sympathetic to the firefighters that have the diseases through their support, providing learning sessions on being preventive, living with the disease, and support when fellow firefighters are suffering with illness. I implore you address the occupational disease that has plagued our members for far too long and help facilitate the change. It is my sincere hope that the future members who contract such diseases will properly identify, treat, so that they may continue their service to our city and stress placed on the members can be mitigated. Once again, thank you, Mr. Mendelson, for your time.
Thank you, Sergeant Williams. And again, you're testifying in your personal capacity.
Yes.
Mr.